how things were, how the cause and effect of fans and things on the house. Leakage around different fixtures in the wall, receptacles, wire openings in the wall, and everything that penetrates that wall is possible for air to leak through it. The other, besides R value of the wall, the other thing is infiltration air that comes into the house without going through the heat and air system, that brings dust, moisture, and heat with it. Which one, where I cut it off over there to the furnace. That's why I was trying to get it back double wall. 25. Oh, here we go. I got 75 degree air, and my relative humidity is 50% right there. I'm gonna follow this line across over here, and I got dew point. One of them's dew point, and the other one is that's what dew point right there. This scale is dew point. So if I follow this line across right here, I'm about 56 degrees dew point. The relative humidity right here, it's gonna be about 80%. Why? Because that air is at 55 degrees. What did we say the dew point was? 50 degrees, or 56 degrees. So this air is gonna be at 80% humidity if you measured it above the plenum. But when it gets out into the room and disperses again, the room humidity drops overall because you took moisture out of the air. When it mixes back with a 75 degree room temperature, that's probably more like 78 going in. We're gonna change it to, gonna have we're trying to achieve 2 or 3 degrees change in the room. The thermostat wouldn't even be on at 75 unless it's at the end of a cycle. When we mix it back with 75 degree air in the room though, our relative humidity drops back down somewhere between 40 and 50%. So why do I want a 40 degree coil? I may be coming out with 90 degree air, 90 to 100 degree air. Let's say 95 degrees. That 30% relative humidity that went in, when you change that air up to 90 degrees, it's about 5%. So the furnace is a drying agent. What do you want to do? What do you do to your clothes when you want them dry? You heat them, right? Blow air, hot air across them.
Hang them outside.
Same thing happens right here. You take cold air in here, you heat it, it takes more moisture out of the air. How can I control that humidity? You got any idea what would you do to it to get? I want my humidity back up around 40-45%. What would I do to it to get that humidity up? What you do to the system is something you add to the system.
Oh, humidifier, ERG or EVG?
Humidifier?
Yeah.
What kind of humidifier can I add to the system? My hot water was sitting right there beside it. Can I get some hot water off my water heater? In case you didn't notice, there was a spray humidifier in there that somebody took loose. And there's a water valve on the hot water line, so I got a hot water line over here. Can I get some hot water to my machine?
Yeah.
Okay. So off my hot water heater sitting here, I can bring a water line over here and I can put a humidifier on. what kind of humidifier can I put on? I can put one on that the air blows through it, in it, and back out. That's a bypass, they call it humidifier. Or I can put my humidifier down here in the return. I can bring a round duct off of it and blow warm air off the top through it, and it blows that moist air back up through the system. Made that in 20 years. But the funny thing about it is the humidistat, if you open it, had a little bitty dial on top of it, and you see this stranded something attached from the dial button, because the dial kind of pulled it up and down, and there's a set of contacts at the bottom, and this is attached to it. It was horsehair. The humidity affects horsehair so that it stretches and lengthens and shortens with different humidity. And the horsehair moved the contacts on that old humidistat before electronics. And all humidistats before the electronic ones or electric ones that we have today had something like that in them, some fiber that's affected by humidity. Horsehair was a real popular one because it's affected, it moves a lot with humidity. And it's pretty steady, it does the same thing. Thoughts, questions? Humidity control?
We're going over.
And I'm gonna split it out into 2 runs. Would that be a 6.085 at 100 CFM? Two, 3, 4, 5, 625 CFM.
Mr. Hawthorne jamming.
Now, I got a 12-inch round, I got 650 left to deliver. Let's go ahead and take another step or two here. These 250s right here, what size pipe can I deliver 75 with, and what size pipe can I deliver 50 with?
The 50 is like 4.5.
4.5? Okay, what about the 75? Is it gonna take a 6?
We'll make it a 5.
You can make 75 out of a 5?
Yeah,
Like 5.5.
5.5.
So we can make that a 5. And we can make these 2 4s.
It was 4.5.
I'm gonna decide one way or the other, so we're gonna put 3 5s on it. Okay? So we don't have to buy but 3 sizes of flex, we got 6s, 7s, and 5s. Okay? So you just designed the duct system, how about that?
Oh no, he just did both.
That was just kind of.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's what he was talking about. He was talking about size would be good for which room, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it has a big old grate on top of it. And it's got burners and a heat exchanger in it. It's got a heat exchanger. The burners burn up under the bottom of this heat exchanger through openings. The fumes go out the side
Don't sweep
into
into
a
that.
collection box.
Don't
And it
sweep
runs a
into
vent
that.
pipe off and up through the house somewhere. At most of these, it was so close to the edge of the house that the vent pipe ran out and then went up the side of the house. But it had floor furnace in it, and the floor furnace has square rectangular grate, bar grate on top of it. And if you walk on it barefooted when it's hot, you get waffle grates on your feet because it's hot and burn your feet. There are quite a few of what we call waffle children still around.
Waffle children.
There you go.
I guess it's not on.
Now, that may
Soggy
not be
waffles, huh?
on, but they got hot. Now some of them had a, and I would put a package unit somewhere here. Maybe this is the driveway side, and I'd get over here and put a package unit on it. And I take my trunk line. I'd come over here to my floor furnace with my return, and then I'd build a trunk line right beside it. And on some of them small floor furnace, some of them small units, I didn't even have to build but a 10-inch line. But put a 2-ton unit on it. I may build a 12 and a 10. Put one section of 12 on it. I go up here and put one section of 12 on it or two. And then reduce down to 10. Build all this in the yard. Put the takeoffs on it. Then wrap it. I wouldn't know who I was saying that. Oh yeah, somebody did that. Put the takeoffs on it. Then wrap it. And get it all fixed up. And drag it under the floor. And when I got my package unit set, it had squared rounds on it. My duct was square, and it turned round here. It was crimped down. I could slide my 12 up on it, hang it, and go to town. Now I can run my duct work. So I'd run a 6 and a 6 for here, or maybe a 7 and a 7, depending on the size of my unit. I'd run a 6 and a 6 and a 6 here, or 7 and 7, whatever. I may run it with 4 7s in it. 7 7, 4 7s is 150 each. 4 7s is 600 CFMs. Is that right? So if it's a 2-ton, I needed 800. I put 4 7s and a 5 on it, or a 6. Let's just say that that's a 6 in the bathroom, and I got 700 CFM. Can I live with that on a 2-ton package all day long? All day long. I just put it in with 4 runs in return. I have literally, nutrition.
I've never seen that.
That is a Samson 260. Samson's a brand.